Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Black Prince Gaming, and today we are going to be playing British Malaya. Now, we're having to use the Road to 56 mod because, well, there is no actual focus tree for British Malaya. Now, this is actually my second playthrough trying them. First playthrough ended up really quite bad. We got stuck fighting out of Kuala Lumpur against the Japanese because they stayed historical. We are going to stick with non-historical because our plan today is to try and make an empire out of British Malaya, and there isn't actually a formidable nation if you could take over the Dutch East Indies and the Philippines. So that's the stretch goal for this campaign. Whether we get there or not, we'll have to see. But let's jump on in and have a look at their focus tree in Road 56. It still is quite a basic focus tree, however, it at least has a lot more options than the base game. Because the base game is just a regular generic focus tree. So, here we go. We have a couple of units. We have really low manpower. We have literally no factories because the British, I believe, are taking all of our factories away from us. So yeah, obviously freedom is one of the things that we will be working towards here. I think I'm probably going to stick with fascism here. Or at least, look, I think we get another option down here to figure out what we're going to do. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the princes done. Like, going for anything else at the moment just doesn't seem worthwhile. We need to really be focusing, and getting a civilian factory, as great as that is, it's immediately going to get snatched up by the British. They're going to want their factories. They're not going to just leave us with factories. So yeah, we need to keep an eye on that, really. And we need to be pushing towards our own independence and freedom as well, which is going to be one of the key things we need to be doing. We need to get free before we get tied into any potential wars that could really just do us down. Okay, that's going to remove our political power, which isn't great because we want to really do this to gain more independence before we go anywhere else. Although that does give us political power again at the moment. Okay, so you know what? Let's do break the monopolies. Let's do it and try and get more of our industry back from the British, because yeah, having more of our industry is going to be very, very important to us. And what was that I just saw? There's oh no, political things are happening. But yeah, at the moment in time, we're getting a ticking buff, so we don't actually need to be going for the war support. We might as well go for disbanding the council entirely, and then looking at stacking the council. That's a little bit weird the way that goes round, but you know, it's really annoying that the political power leaves you at the end of the 70 days, and it will cancel if you don't have enough political power, because you know, remembering to not spend your political power is such a difficult thing to do in this game. There's buttons I want to click, there's things I want to get, and the game is just basically sat there waiting, being like, go on, spend it, ruin your focus tree. Yep, so here we go, the Judean Republic has arrived. Where even are they? What? This is them here, so they are a very small nation. Up against the Allies, is it? So is Britain in on this war? Hold on. Because that is a real bad move if they've gone to war with Britain. No, does it stay like a regionalised conflict? Is there must be something to that war declaration that keeps it more regionalised and stops it spreading? Which I guess makes sense, because if the entire Allies just suddenly came in, that would be real bad for them. Oh, here we go. We can actually... because it's 1939 now, so we can pressure the settlement. Okay, so we didn't actually get free because of our fascist support, although we were just about there. Justification for war. The British Empire is justifying against us. Hold on, Britain. Why are you justifying against me? It's because they're technically getting a justification here against the Australians. Yeah, if I'm reading that right. But obviously the Australians have stayed in the faction, but we should break free just before that takes effect, so we shouldn't get dragged into these wars, is the hope here. Hopefully the timing has all worked very well on this, and we can get our freedom before anything goes crazy in Britain. And with freedom means we'll be able to start really getting loads of good stuff out of all of our traded resources, and all of that economy should be coming to us rather than being taken by the British. No, I'm seeing a war breaking out. Come on. Are you kidding me? Did that really just happen? At the last second, they called us in against the US. No, they didn't call us in against the US. Hold on. I'm confused what's happening here. So we're all against the Mexicans? Is that what I'm reading? What I probably want to do then is start going down divine rule. You know, because I think I actually would prefer to stay monarchist in this regard, because then we get all of these claims, we get expansionist policy, which actually looks really good for our garrisons and our support here. But you know what, at least we didn't get called into too major a war. Why do I have 1,000 resources? Yep, that's because Malaya is great and we are the rubber kings, tungsten kings of the world. And I really am just hoping and praying that everyone is going to be giving us a ton of resources out of this. You know what, I will take actually anything from this war where people want to give me stuff. I'm going to take it, why not? And also, because people are now in the same war as me, they're more likely, I believe, to buy your resources. So we're getting good purchasing happening. Look at that, 10 from trade, 10 factories from trade. So we're even working down like a second line here of things. And then maybe we look to build something like naval dockyards out here. You know, maybe not so many naval dockyards. Just a couple naval dockyards would be nice for now, and then we can work on that in the future to continue our build-up. And there we go, we can leave the Allies actually. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We've left the Allies. We are now free. Free from Britain entirely. They're immediately trying to invite us back. You know, maybe we will go back to them at some point, but I don't think they're a good... I think I want a bit more independence for now, just to keep myself on my own. And likewise, I guess now we could do some anti-fascist raids. Or maybe we should actually just wait and start going down some of our advisors now, because we are really lacking on that. But we're free, we have our own determination now about what we're going to do next. What did Japan end up doing? That's the real question. They've gone shogunate, so they're helping out the Russians. But it's then what they look to do next. I don't know if that's still going to allow them to be invading us here. Looks like it's more peaceful, and if anything, it looks like they're more likely to go after Russia on this path. So maybe we will be alright down here from the Japanese, which is very nice to see. Like, I wouldn't like to get in the mix of a battle with them. Go, railroad in, let's go for it. Could we be the guys to storm Mexico City? There we go, let's try and encircle them here maybe. You guys march to Mexico City as well. See if we can't break them. There we go, we've cut off Mexico City. And there we go, we actually were the ones to help take Mexico City. What I'd like to see then is, can we maybe just run off with a little bit of navy? No, I don't think we'll be able to get anything out of there. Oh my god, what happened? That was so fast. I'm assuming France was... I'm assuming France still had all their debuffs and everything. But I'm guessing now the Dutch are a Reich Commissariat. Yes, they are. And the German Reich actually just holds the Dutch East Indies now as land, as well as this bit of land too. Okay, that's really going to change things. Maybe that's going to push us back towards the British now, because a lot of the places we need to expand is, well, it's out there for us to fight. Okay, so let's go ahead and do expand the realm, and then let's go ahead for a declaration of war. And the immediate thing we're going to do is try and cut off a few of their divisions here down in the south. Beautiful. Great work. Let's crush them, make sure they fall. And then I guess the immediate thing is to try and get up to the next sort of supply hub along the way. So let's go. Let's get pushing across the line. Ideally, if we can be taking where the railway is, that would be great. And if we can move up to where that next port is, that too would be perfect. The US want to lend lease us some stuff? Sure thing, US. We will take whatever you've got. Like, at this point, we just need any support we can take. There we go, taking another tile. That's good. Let's just halt ourselves a little here, and then let's start looking at this improved airframe. Engine 3, is that the most recent one? That is the most recent one, perfect. And then what we want is we want a heavy machine gun. We want another heavy machine gun, and then we probably want something like bomb locks. That's another huge war that's just been wrapped up. It looks like Germany is having quite the field day with a lot of this. Okay, you know what? Stay out of there for now. Let's let them into low supply, you know. Maybe actually by that token, let's let them in. Let's let them into really bad supply regions. Like, let's take our troops. Let's pop them all here. Let's let them into sort of a pocket maybe where we can do some damage against them before striking a little bit further up. There we go. Looks like we have actually destroyed them out of the local supply here. So hopefully everyone stretches across, builds up, and then that's another 6 divisions taken out and destroyed here. Let's just hold ourselves for the moment. They're going to probably push quite aggressively in order to try and break out of this tile, try and break back through to their men. So let's continue to have people cycling in, and then you know what, let's go for a nice little push now that they've probably had a bit of time to just bleed on this tile really. There we go, beautiful. Okay, spend another moment, reorgan. They're just going to be taking more and more attrition in here. And there we go, we'll push in again. Each time, obviously, they can't replenish the troops, so they will continue to lose manpower. And you know what? I think this is just one of those games that's going to call for a little bit of cheese in order to get ourselves off the ground and get ourselves anywhere here. We'll keep a hold of what we got here. Kingdom of Thailand just called the British into the war. What? Okay, could we join the Axis on the flip side? We can. The Axis have asked us in. You know what? It's not what we wanted to do, but we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to face them. Hopefully the Germans can bring over a few divisions to help us out here. And then ideally that's going to leave Thailand with a lot more fronts to be dealing with. So we should hopefully have a huge ability here to just smash through them. Sure, we'll join whatever wars you're in. Let's do it. We'll join the Great Patriotic War if that's what you really want of us. We're in. We're fully in. Japanese technological cooperation, sure. Oh, German troops entered Bangkok. Okay, didn't even see that. That is huge. And you know what? I'm going to ask control of Singapore. Because why not? It should be ours, realistically, Germany. Boom, 8 more military factories, a few more there too. And hopefully just crush out wherever we can. There we go, crushing them at Port Moresby. That's great work. You guys can go up and make sure you secure this final bit of land, and then that just leaves a nice Australian tank division out and crushed by our troops. Perfect. Do I understand how to make a naval invasion? I do. That is a really good sign. So let's go ahead and maybe just go for Darwin and the province next to it. With 12 divisions. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, we got the naval invasion for 1 second. Okay, here we go. You guys maybe go on naval invasion support. Let's just see if there's anything you guys could do. If we could land in Australia, that is going to be so important for our allies here. Let's force attack this, actually. You know, it's that important to us to get the landing. Amazing work. Let's crush them off this island. Amazing. Okay. Oh my god, we actually have some game impact here. We have made a naval invasion as Malaya. So we can now maybe expand a front down here and start looking to really strike into the Australians, which would just take another group out of the war, which would be so important for our men. Okay, let's try and cut off a few Australians up here. Perfect. Now we renew our offensive against them. Let's push in, see what we can take. Like, we just want to be crushing out as many as we possibly can. There you go, trapped some on the island. Perfect. That's some more gone. Great work, lads. There you go, push down, push round them. Crack through that tile there. Realistically, what we really need you guys to be doing is starting to push for another port. Let's gain some more land, gain some more territory, keep our men in good supply. This is going to be very micro intensive, just as we do our best to sweep up, sweep down, grab all the different bits of supply we could possibly need here. For example, come up here, make sure we have taken all of these states. We do not want anything Australian coming into the back of us here. So let's just have one of you go off on a bit of a wild goose chase. Okay, this one unit is still going. Going strong, might I add. Oh my god, we are just charging down. Look at this, we're heading towards Sydney, then we can sweep up to maybe Canberra. Melbourne down to the south here. Let's go for it. Just sort of snake for the VPs, I guess. Like, let's just get them capitulated. Maybe just go for the encirclement of Sydney instead. At least we have taken an airfield over here, so that could really help us with our support in this attack. Oh, they are contesting us in the air though, so let's maybe switch things on to a bit of fighter support just to try and clear the air. Take Sydney if it's open. Go for Canberra. That's the capital. How close are Australia to falling? I can't be long. I think literally 1 or 2 more tiles gone and that'll be them done for. Maybe even if we just snake for somewhere like Perth. Let's just go for it. Just really start moving, start mobilizing, getting down there. Any more tiles that would be of good importance to us right here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, unless we could take Port Lincoln. You guys, can you crush out this encircled unit now? You can. Perfect. Love it. There we go. Australia has completely capitulated. Huge. That is huge game impact for such a small minor nation. I had no clue that we would be able to pull off anything like that. That is crazy. What if I give control of a state and I just start giving you random Australian outback that, you know, is of pretty much no use to anyone? Yeah, not there. That's got Adelaide, so preferably not, but like all of these states before maybe Perth. Let's give Germany all of that so we can keep all of the good industry. And now let's ask for control of some of this territory that would actually be a bit nicer for us to have border-wise. Just make sure we got as well trained planes as we could possibly need. And then you guys out here in Africa, let's get this done. Let's get Nigeria taken. Continue the conquest for the Germans, the Axis. You know, if the British had let us in their faction, we would have done it. But we've gone with the Germans because they wouldn't give us back access to the faction. You know what? That's going to cost them a tank division. Oh, almost going to cost them a tank division, I guess. Oh no, still could do it. Looks like we are just rapidly pushing them out at absolute blistering speed at the moment in time. And there we go, loads of stuff is flooding back into tiles. Can we overrun it actually over the river? We have. We've overrun a British tank down in Africa. A medium tank as well, so that is quite devastating for them. Let's have a look. Where is the rest of the British faction? They did actually reinvade Australia. I'm hoping someone else goes and deals with that, you know. That's not really a priority of mine. I guess then let's go ahead and get our men up here to the north. Somewhere like this. Let's get them training, get them ready, and we can go to push out enemy naval invasions that tend to come in. Oh, like for example right now. Let's get our men onto this D-Day and let's crush them before they can really expand. So let's just take the port. Beautiful. And then that is 8 divisions including a British tank. So we are just absolutely sweeping them here. They are not standing a chance. If you can't do any of that, you need to go on air supremacy, but realistically the play is to try and just bomb them out of port here. Does port strike go over the land, or do you want it over the naval zone? That's what I'm trying to figure out and wonder here. Maybe we'll put it here and we'll just see what happens. Oh, hello. Hold on. Let's halt this and let's take, say, 11 of you. Well, let's just take as many of you as we might need. And let's just get the British absolutely crushed off of any tile that they might hold and think of as a port. Beautiful. Out of Antwerp and crushed, destroyed. Come on. Oh my god, the naval invasion went. I didn't even notice. The naval invasion had gone. Crazy. That is crazy times. Please, Axis members, get in and support me here. If we can hold this, or we can do something, maybe even if we could push these guys along the south coast towards Portsmouth, that is going to be absolutely huge. There we go. Looks like we are taking it. 4 of you go up to there, Reading, then Oxford, then London. That's not where Reading is on a map, but okay, we will accept that. What I would absolutely love is if we could now get our armies fully across. What I need to do as well now is all of this needs to start going onto these guys here and just majority being CAS. We just need as much CAS as possible probably to really help our, well, really help us secure ourselves here, secure the landing that we've currently got. By the same token, you know what, you guys, I want you over here as well if you can. Like, it's probably a bit late to bring you over, but if you're doing nothing else, I need you to get over here hopefully and help secure up this land. Okay, taking Bristol would be crazy. We have managed it. That is absolutely madness. There we go. We've even cut off the troops at Salisbury, which has meant another British tank has been defeated. Okay, we are on approach to London. Let's try and take the tower just south of London, and then let's try and see if we can't move ourselves up a little bit too. Pin them, pull one of you back. Perfect, good securing. London is going to be hard to crack, but can we crack around it, I guess, is the real question, and just sort of encircle London, encircle the British forces down there. Looks like the Germans are continuing to pour more and more into this invasion. Glad to see we are being very well supported out here. And there we go, yeah, look, we did manage to take the entire south coast, so that should be huge in terms of supply coming in. There you go, let's just try and hold the Londoners in while we push round, take all the tiles around London. Amazing work, men. And there we go, we have crushed London, and we have actually been the ones to take London. Look at that. We need that. Once the heart of the British Empire, the proud city of London is now ravaged by fire, as Malaysian units are taking control of the remaining bridges over the Thames. There we go, and we love that. Because we made the naval invasion, we actually get our nation's name there as the ones who took the Thames and took London. Every time we can cut anything off is huge for us. There we go, an overrun of a British tank there. And some more units crushed out. Absolute amazing work here, taking over the UK. I couldn't have anticipated it going better. We've only got 9% of the war score though. I feel a bit cheated considering we're the ones to actually land in Britain, and we might get, you know, not much out of this war, but you know, ultimately just for the pride of being the ones to have conquered London and really secured the British war here. The supply has got to be horrendous, valleys. Oh, we didn't even get a chance to fully defeat them there. But can we secure ourselves, you know, a little British puppet? Maybe. Hold on. Hold on. This is actually way more possible than I thought it was going to be. Let us confirm an exit there. So we have Malaysian Britain here, who still have a full focus tree. Okay, I assume they'd have like a puppet focus tree. But there we go, look at that, the Republic of Malaysia. We didn't manage to conquer what we wanted to out here. However, look at what we did gain. We gained all of Siam and Thailand, yeah. We managed to gain a nice Australian puppet as well out here, which is really, really nice. And the most important part of the whole thing... Oh, the Commonwealth of Australia got left alone in New Zealand, didn't even realise that. Most important part of the whole thing is Malaysian Britain, which we have also taken an island in. We may have missed Lanark, which is really, really annoying. I don't know why the Germans fought us so hard for that one piece. I guess it had some steel. But what an empire we have managed to make as Malaysia. No one would have expected that from us. So this is a very, very big success for a small nation like Malaysia, which literally starts with negative factories, is how you start off the game with. Which is crazy. I've never actually played a nation that starts with negative factories because Britain is taking them. We started with no mills, no civs to use, and we've managed to take over our former master of Britain. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next on this channel. And, you know, make sure you check out more while you're there. But either way, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.